Hi there. Welcome and welcome back to the whole bucket. I haven't done any creation videos in quite a long time, but look what it says. Look what it says. Dephemerember is coming. Are you ready? I'm not ready, but I'm getting ready. So I'm going to talk about a bunch of things that I'm doing to get ready while I'm putting together this cover and the cover for my smaller book, and maybe even a couple other things depending on how this video goes. So I am doing 2 sets of Dephemerember stuff, and I have a big book and a small book, and I didn't know I was going to do 2 sets, right? I thought I was just going to do one, but I'd pick which book when the time came. And now I've decided to do 2 sets, and I might just sell one in my Etsy shop, or maybe I'll end up using them and make a journal, or who knows what'll happen. But I have bought a set of digitals from both Louisa and Barbara, our hosts of, for, I can't words, Dephemerember. And then I've been getting the freebies too, right? And I have been gathering my own stuff that I think is going to go with it. So I had put this together, and then Effie came out. So I couldn't decide who I was going to use or how I was going to go about this. I had a funny idea while I was filming once, and I said maybe I'll do both because Effie and the Raven sounds like it should be a story. I don't know, like a teen mystery book or a teen fantasy novel. Effie and the Raven. And I had a viewer say they liked that. And I thought, actually, kind of so do I. So I'm going to stick with it. We're going to do Effie and the Raven together. They're buddies now. And then I gathered some of the leaves that I had with my raven so we could have more of those. And I cut out some of the scene stuff from the digital kit. I don't remember whose this is, if this is Barbara's or Louisa's, but yeah. So I'm going to be gluing this stuff on. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to have this set up, right? I think this is what I'm going to do. I think that the Raven is going to be up here in this corner. And Effie will be down in this corner. And then I think we will add some of the mushrooms. I think we'll add some of the pretty fantasy leaves strewn about like so. Not that one. That one blends into the mushroom too well. How about this one? How about those two together like that? That kind of helps the orange one stand out a little bit. And then maybe this one on top. Or maybe, wait, what if Effie has this one in his hand? Her hand? His hand. No, can't see that one very well. I think I have a couple more tiny ones. No, I don't. Okay, so maybe Effie could have this one in his hand. Maybe he's out leaf hunting. All right, so anyways, that's the idea for this one. I'm kind of liking it. I think we're going to go with this. I'm going to start gluing any minute here. I'm just debating, am I going to edge this stuff. And I bet I am, because I get a little ridiculous about edging everything. So I think I'm just going to pull out, not Vintage Photo, Ground Espresso in Archival and do some hard line edging, I believe. Let's try it and see if we like it. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna go with this hard line edging. So there's no like real shading into it, and it just ever so barely goes into the image. But it does give a nice crisp line for the most part. You know, except for where I, oops, and go in farther than I wanted to. And maybe I'll try this. Maybe I'll try one of these thingies, because that should help me get in the nooks and crannies better, right? All right, so while I am talking about this, I was going to do every single thing that Barbara and Louisa did for Dephemerember. But then they did stuffed Effies. And that means sewing and fabric and stuff. Well, I don't really use my sewing machine and hardly ever remember even how when I do use it. So it wasn't worth getting out for a tiny little project. Then, I suppose I could hand sew it, right? But I haven't been so well, and I lost some time because of that. So I thought, all right, well, if I'm gonna be relatively successful at Dephemerember and the sewing is going to pose a difficulty, I just need to let it go. That's what you need to do. You just need to let it go when you can't do everything. So I am not going to make the pillow. Short story long, I'm skipping the stuffed Effie. I'm a little bit sad about it, but not entirely. So I am so far anyway, doing everything else. I'm behind on the covers because their covers are already done, but I planned on waiting till now anyway, even when I saw that they did the covers, so it's okay. And what else? I think that's it. I'm just behind on the covers. So I haven't seen, but I heard Louisa saying that people got really clever about their fabric bowls. I did not get clever about my fabric bowl, but I did make a set of them. So I think that's the first thing I'll show you, that I'm getting ready for Dephemerember. I have 3 bowls. So there are my ginger scraps, with a couple other things I threw in there, but my ginger scraps are in the biggest bowl. And there's, oh, shoot, did I, oh, not sure what I'm going to do there. Anyways, there are my ginger scraps in the biggest bowl. And then here is the middle bowl. It has nothing in it yet. Oh, really thin in that corner. You can see right through it. Can you see my finger going in that corner? Oh, I bet all the corners are like that. Okay, so this is made out of old pair of flowered jeans. So is the big one. So is the little tiny one. This is also some ginger scraps along with some other stuff I've thrown in here. And it is the smallest one. And I left them pretty raggy. And they're all made out of my jeans and some other stuff. They have a white liner. This one has some of the new favorite paper of mine. And I am collecting stuff that I'm going to use for Dephemerember. like the spaghetti boxes. Spaghetti box windows is one of the things. Plus just whatever I think of or want to have close at hand, or some newer things because I want to try them out. Some older things because I want to do a lot of junk journal type stuff. I've been doing a lot of digital kit work, and I'm kind of out of touch with my junk journal bits, you know, recycling all the weird things that we don't put in the garbage because, oh, I could do something with that. So, yeah, thinking about all the different kinds of things that I can make and gathering supplies. Some maybe bits. I don't have to use what I pull out, but I certainly can. What else? I have a book over here. This is a Fire Mountain Gem catalog. Fire Mountain Gems is a company that I purchase supplies from more in the past than I do now, because I used to do quite a bit of jewelry making and I don't anymore. But some of the stuff is still appropriate for what I do, so it's still a company I use. And they send me catalogs. Well, I don't like to waste them. So I have one right here that I'm going to use as my gluing station for Dephemerember. I do use them for other things as well, which leads me to another thing I'm going to show you that I am preparing for Dephemerember. And it is this. This is, there's actually a video on when I made this somewhere in my videos, but this is a book of master boards. This one is king size. So a different catalog, and they're not lined in the back, so it's just the master boards on one side. But I'm going to use this particular book of master boards for Dephemerember, I think. Oh, that's the end. I didn't finish this catalog, so I can make a lot more master boards in this one when it's all done. So I brought that over because I think I want to use that one. And, oh, so this is fun. Glue pages, master boards, fabric bowls with my ginger scraps in. By the way, they're my swap scraps with my friend Ginger. That's why they're ginger scraps. But here's another thing. I brought my teapot. Last year, Louisa and Barbara did snacks from places in the world. And I did a tea advent calendar. This year, I'm going to do tea again. But the advent calendar I got this year only has 5 flavors in it. I don't think I read it very well. So the teas are going to repeat, like almost no matter what I do. Well, they're going to repeat no matter what I do. I just don't know how much they're going to repeat because I'm going to follow the calendar in order. But I got my little tiny teapot, right? So I'm going to make my tea in my teapot. And here's the fun thing is I think it's the same lady who said she liked the sound of Effie and the Raven. She also said, remember last year they did treats or snacks from all over the place. And I could do something like that. It was a suggestion, right? Because I wasn't sure what I was going to do. And I thought, yeah, I'm going to do that. So here's what I did to go with my tea advent calendar. I got 16 different kinds of cookie from 16 different countries. So I am going to do that. Try these cookies from 16 different countries. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the number 1 through 16 on a paper and draw it out of a pot, because some of the, had to buy a box of each, right? I couldn't just buy a cookie. So it's big. It's really big. So I have to draw a number, and that will be how it's decided which cookie I try with which tea on which day. Now I think I am also going to do the same thing with the piece of ephemera that I make with the prompts. So I made a list of about, I don't know, 40 different ephemera, things that are considered ephemera. Did you know that there's an ephemera society? There is. I didn't know that. But the ephemera society or council or whatever it was that I found, I can't remember right now, lists just stuff I've never even heard of even. So I wrote down a whole bunch. There it is. I knew I'd get there. 1 through 16 ephemera pieces, right? And then I have a whole bunch of alternates. Just in case there's a problem or, you know, something I've didn't figure out ahead of time. So I think I might put that in the mix too. And then I'm just going to have a variety of supplies here. My station all set and prepped for work. My snack, meaning my hot water and cookie of the day. And then I have to make whatever the prompt and the ephemera piece tell me. Does that sound like too much pressure for... I don't know if that sounds like too much pressure. I think on days in between, because I'm going to try to do every day, right? I think days in between, like we get the weekends off of Dephemerember, and I probably am still going to work on the weekends. So I think that I'll make the ephemera for Dephemerember, and then I will put it in my book using pockets or belly bands or, you know, tucks or whatever it is I'm going to do on those weekend videos. That sounds reasonable. I think that sounds reasonable. Okay, let's do just a couple more to go. Let's do the raven quick. Or did I already do it? Oh, I did the raven in purple. Okay, I'll just leave that then. Did I do the leaf in purple too? I did. I had to see, I had to tear it apart once because I had made some mistakes. I was not happy. But it's all right. It's going to work out just fine. I'll just get a couple more leaves ready then so we have some options, and then we'll start gluing this one together and look at the other one. Oh, so what else is getting ready for Dephemerember? Not sure. Teapot, cookies, countries, masterboard, glue pages. Those aren't actually glue pages. They're gluing pages, aren't they? I was going to call it a glue book, but that's a different animal. Just a different variety of glue book, I guess. And, oh yeah, I said I'm making 2 of everything, and I will figure out a use for, make a journal with, or just sell the ephemera from one of the sets, I think. I might just sell the whole book, right? Not just the ephemera, but if I find one of these is high enough quality, that remains to be seen. But if it should turn out to be something nice enough, I might sell one full set in its book. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. So I'm kind of wondering how everybody's doing. How did Thanksgiving go if you celebrate Thanksgiving? If you don't, how did your November 23rd go? And are you participating in Dephemerember? Because if you're not, maybe you should rethink your choices. Okay, that was a little dramatic. I'm just saying. Dephemerember is pretty cool. All right, let's move the teapot. Teapot's got to go over here. Whee! I was going to use up some of my ginger scraps in making my covers, and I had a whole plan, and I had some chosen, and they were looking pretty cool, and I eventually decided not to because I'm worried that I don't have enough ginger scraps. I know, that's silly. I'm sure she sent me plenty of scraps, right? But I laugh every time I think of it, and I've said it too many times already, but I repeat myself. I even repeat myself about repeating myself. I get a kick out of how excited I get over somebody else's stuff. When it's your own garbage, it just looks like garbage. When it's somebody else's garbage, it looks like a flippin' treasure. Like, oh, this is so cool. Oh, I love this color. I mean, even if it's a color I've never liked before in my life, all of a sudden, it's like some magical thing. I'm not sure what happens. But I don't think I'm alone because I hear other people talk like that. So if you are also doing stuff like this, I think you already know what I mean. But what is that? I think it's just like an extension of that creativity bug, right? It's just an extension of that. So it's not really any different than I'm inspired by stuff all the time. Like, I answered a question once, and some of the answers were so funny, but the question was, how do you know you're a junk journaler? And I think my answer was something along the lines of when you're at a restaurant eating out and someone throws away their paper placemat and you're like, oh, I can't believe you're throwing that away. Yeah. Stuff like that. So the thing is, I think we're just inspired by stuff. And I know I am all the time, everywhere. It drives my family nuts, man. I can't just leave things be. I want to change stuff all the time. I want to move things all the time. What if that color was different? What if that shape was different? What if the arrangement was different? What if we put that over there or over here? Wouldn't that be good? God, it never ends. Are you like that too? I don't know. I don't think I'm alone. None of us are really alone in the world. There is always someone who's going to share our silliness. That's my silliness. Okay, so I glued Effie down and forgot that I wanted to put a leaf in his hand and was going to actually cut a space to make that happen. So I am going to do that now. I'm just going to cut around his thumb. Right there, so we can put something in his grubby little paws. And I don't mean grubby in a bad way. I mean grubby in the way that he has been hunting for the bestest leaves, and he is literally grubby. Does he need a great big leaf? No, that looks stupid. Does he need this leaf right here? This one matches him too well, I think. So does this one, though. Oh, that one fits in his hand nice, though. I am very easily excited. Can you tell? Like, oh, he's so cute. This one doesn't really have much of a stem, so I don't know if I can get this one in his hands. What if I just do that? Let me see. Oh, of course my cat sits up right when I do that. So I couldn't really see that one. I think this was the best. I think what I really need to do is print more of these leaves so I can have more choices. More leaves in more sizes, I think. I'm going to do the one that looks just like him. I'm a little unhappy with my decision here, but it fits so nice in his hand. I can hardly go wrong with this as the choice. Oh, shoot. Shoot, rats, bummer. Shoot, rats, bummer. Okay, tuck that in and then put his thumb down and then take away the extra glue. There we go. Effie found his favorite leaf. There we go. Okay. Decided. Oh, you know what else I failed to do? I failed to leave an edge up so I could tuck some leaves in. Ha! It didn't stick anyway. Sometimes I love it when my glue fails. Wait, that's not true. Where do we put this? Hold on. If the raven is way up here at the top, do we maybe want this leaf hanging down? I think we do. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. So I'm just going to lift up the edge. Whoops, I'm failing. Gluing 101, I have failed. Okay, I'm going to try to hold them down and lift up the edge and reattach those guys. And while that's sitting for a second, I had best get my cover back on this glue, because this tiny little thing doesn't need to be getting stuck. There we go. Okay. I know what will help this a bunch. There we go. I know what will help this. We're going to grab a pencil and I don't know, these are like toothpicks with cotton at the end. They're like almost Q-tips, only don't stick that in your ear. I'm going to just put a little bit of graphite down right here on the edge. Yep. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you're watching my videos on Zebra Talks at all, but if you are, and you're one of the people who heard me say, ladies, you know who you are. If I'm keeping in touch with you, you know you're one of the people. I had a certain thing in my head when I said that, but if you are not a lady, and you are watching my zebra talks. You know that you're one of the people I keep in touch with. And even though I think I haven't kept in touch with anybody lately, I hope people who are important in my life know they're important in my life. And I am going to have to go do something about telling them so. If you have people in your life that are important in your life and you haven't told them in a little while, tell them. Because, man, you never know. Just shouldn't let people go. Maybe they're out there, I mean, who knows? Maybe they just need to hear it. Maybe you're just going to tell them right on the right day. And it's going to make the whole world better. I'm all full of those ideas right now because I watched a video that was an hour and a half long, I think. Hour and a half or so. And it was all nice things. It was just all happy. It was all kindness and thoughtful and adorable, and oh my gosh, the cute was overwhelming. All right, looking good. Let's get that glued on. And now I'm like, oh, I just want to spread the happy. Let's spread some happy. So I should not have forgotten male people in my statement, and I shouldn't forget important people for so long anyway, and neither should you. Go spread some happy. First watch this video, then spread some happy, and then come back and do some art. How's that? Sounds like a plan. And now that I've planned out your day for you. There we go. Looking good. Looking good. Effie and the Raven. Oh, the silliness. All right, we want that, I think. And this, I think. I'm trying to make it look like it's a little bit of a wind blowy kind of thing, right? So they need to get littler as they go. Like that. Does that even look like a wind blowing kind of thing? I think it kind of does. Wait, I think I know something. I think this guy needs to go in the way back. Let me get my grubby paws out of the way so we can take an actual look at it. Maybe I don't like the one with the background anymore. Or, wait, maybe they're falling down from the tree? And coming to where Effie is. All right, I go back the camera out a little bit and pull it over a little bit. Sorry about the camera jostling when you're looking at it. I'm not trying to make people dizzy, but that might be dizzy making. Okay, what do you think? I kind of like it falling down better than going up. And then they need to get bigger as they come down. What do you think, peeps? I wish you could talk to me while I'm doing this. Other people's thoughts, whether I actually follow them or do the opposite or somewhere in between. Help me think. Okay, I kind of like that right there. I kind of like this right here. So this is what we're doing. Let's put these in one at a time. And I went completely opposite of what my original idea was. But I'm okay with that. I mean, you never know how things are going to change till you try them out, right? What do you think? Should I have kept them in the wind going up from the ground to the raven, or are they falling out of the tree? And now I'm putting them in a different layout, so I hope I don't all of a sudden become unhappy. Oh my goodness, all that trial and figuring it out, and then I go and change it as I'm gluing. Okay, whatever. Let's see. Maybe fate knows a reason why things are going to go the way they are, and it'll all end up okay. You know what? I'm going to do something quick here. I am going to, I should have done this right from the beginning, but I'm going to fold the rest of the folder to the side so that I can work on this a little flatter. Sorry, Suni. Suni's laying right to the side, so I just stuck the folder in her belly. She's a little less than happy with me at the moment. All right. There we go. Now I can get those pressed down the way they really need to be. I don't really like this the way it is anymore. Hold on, let me try something. There, I like that. You know what? I just switched the angle of everything on the page to the opposite angle. It's a little strange. I'm not sure why. But it's kind of this, I mean, it's the same balance, really. It's the same balance, just everybody's facing the opposite direction. I'm not at all sure. I'll tuck that one in and pretend this one fell a long time ago. That makes sense. I mean, the colored ones are falling from the tree, and the ones on the ground are turning brown and losing their color. I mean, there's some sense to that. Let me get some glue under this edge and some glue under this edge. That's looking good. Looking good in the neighborhood. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave this for now. I don't know that the cover is done. In fact, I know it's not done because I have this Dephemerember 2023, and it's going to go somewhere, but I'm going to create a better plaque of some sort for this. So it's definitely not done. I'm going to create a plaque for this. This is going to go on it. I'm going to create some dimension for these leaves. Usually the dimension would go under the leaves, right? But since I'm just kind of going with the flow, that kind of negates that opportunity. So here is folder number 1, the large format for Dephemerember. And let's do this one super quick, because I think this one's going to be super quick. This one is also called Effie and the Raven. And this one is already bordered, this raven. And I think all I'm going to do is glue this background piece that I printed out. I think all I'm going to do is glue that right onto this paper that I love, fabric paper stuff, and put the raven on here like this. Kind of like that, I think. Maybe coming out of the Effie frame like Effie is on the bottom. There. Let me see. Okay. I have a giant kitty sitting in my view again. So I'll get in your view. That'll be great. All right, this needs to come down a little bit like so. And it can go in a little bit because that's not a very good balance. Let's see what we got. I really wish my cat would stay laying down. I don't know why she does this. She'll just all of a sudden sit up and then she'll fall asleep sitting up. It's just bizarre. Okay. Yeah, I'm liking that. I'm liking that. So I'm gonna do that first. I will glue the raven on. To the corner up there. I might use some ginger scraps to do my creating the plaques for Dephemerember 2023. Because I really want to incorporate them, but I really was afraid I was just going to use up too much stuff. The way I was thinking at first anyway. So I think I'm just going to, look at me, turning colors already. It's actually my favorite state. Turning all the colors. Okay, let's twine the page. Let's bring this leaf out of the glue book so it doesn't get wrecked and lost. And let's put glue on this whole gosh darn thing. Yeah, I'm gonna use the glue stick. The liquid glue that I have, I think it would be true for any liquid glue, but I don't know. It's not like I've tested or anything, but the liquid glue goes through this fabric-y paper too much. It discolors it, and then it doesn't really end up sticking any better anyway. That's a concern. So I try to keep that in mind when I'm putting stuff together. All right, glue book out of the way, leftover leaf out of the way, and let's pull this thing out. Okay, well, that didn't end up very even, did it? Whoops, and now I've torn it. Okay, so number one, take it easy. It doesn't have to be even. Number two, it's fabric-y paper, so it tears, which means you don't have to get worried about it because you can make it even again. Who's over-stressing? Oh wait, that's me. Me. I don't know how I feel about the extra hard fibers in there, but So far, they mostly pull out pretty easy. Sometimes without even leaving little, you know, little thin patches like that. Oh, goodness. Oh, my throat is angry. Why? My mother came over today. I had to kick her out of my house. I helped her with what she showed up at my door for. She needed help with something. So I did that, but I had to kick her out of the house because she had some kind of lotion on that was sending me straight into an allergy attack. Well, I mean, if you know my story, it's technically not allergies, it's something else. But yeah, so it's been an on and off, up and down day ever since. It hasn't completely stopped and feels like it's coming back. Okay, so I'm going to make a plaque for this one as well with the Dephemerember. Good grief. Well, coughing made my kitty leave. Now she's not in my way anymore. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel bad a little bit. So I have to cut out another Dephemerember 2023, create another plaque. It will probably go right there. Maybe, maybe not, because I like this lit open space to put it, but I hate covering up ferns because ferns are beautiful. And do we think that Effie and the Raven need a leaf like the other one has? Like maybe, could it be part of the, ooh, no. Could it be part of the plaque maybe? Oh, that's not as bad. That's horrible. That's silly. Okay, well, I don't know, but you get the idea. I have some options, and I'm going to print some more leaves and cut them out. I mean, it must be fussy cut season. I have to prepare some of that. Now, lastly, how are we doing on time? I try to go up to an hour, so if you like to really hang out, I do the hangout kind of videos. Let's just hang out. Let's talk. Let's chat. Let's have some tea. I wish I had tea right now. This is something else that Barbara and Louisa have already done. And this was a freebie. So if you want to do this, you can go to their channels and get this stuff, and you can do this as well. And I'm going to use a little scoreboard because I am straight line challenged. Just for this first fold right here. This is a little folder that they released for keeping your prompt list in and any notes that you might want to, you know, put aside for yourself. Any ideas, or maybe a supply list, maybe something you want to look for, or goodness sakes, something like that. So they made this, and this, I have two of them because I'm doing two of everything, and one of these will go in each of the books that we just did the covers for. So I'm not gonna have this go all the way in. I'm just gonna make sure it goes about like that. About right there. I like the look of it anyway. It's a good place for the mushrooms to sit. Oh my. So there's one. Of course, not done and not decorated, right? But here's the idea. Is that it opens up and has your stuff in it. And this one, you know what? I bet I wanted to fold this the other way. Okay. I printed it on both sides, as you can see. I don't really need to say everything out loud, do I? There's Effie. Okay, now I don't understand. Now I think I did something wrong. I'm gonna check it out. So I'm gonna make this fold right here. I'm not totally against having it this way because here's something kind of fun. Is it if it's closed? Oh, no, not kind of fun because Effie's only partly covered up. If I had it over farther, could we do it so Effie is coming out of there? Yeah. Okay, so here's my question though. What if we have it folded the other direction, which I really like, but then where's Effie? Let's find Effie. Aw, there's Effie on the inside. I kind of like that. And then here's this one, right? I kind of like it the way it is. What if it's folded the other way? I think I'm going to like it. Yeah, I liked it the other way better. Although, I liked it the other way better. I like mushrooms. I like mushrooms. Then we have one going each direction too. So they're not identical. They just have the same stuff. Not necessarily exactly the same. So let's take a look. We have this one, and we're going to put one of these in it. It will likely go right in here, right in the cover on both of them. And then I'll show ya. It's got little pockets and a tuck spot and some little decor bits, right? And the prompt list thingy. There's the one. Here's the prompt list in German. So that's not going to be the one I use because I don't read German, but they do, and some of their audience does, so they offer it in English and German. But it fits right in this pocket. It also fits right in the tuck spot. I mean, tuck spots are stupid flexible, right? And I don't have it cut out yet, but it would tuck right in there. And then they both made little notebooks, or torn bits of paper or whatever to have as a list, a notes list, so that you can jot all the things that pop in your head. You can jot everything down. So one will go in here with all of its little bits and bobs in some form, and one will go in the other one. And let's take a look at that, because if I remember right, this already has a pocket inside it. It does. So I'm going to do this one quite a bit different, I think. Let's get it all in the camera. So it's already got this vinyl pocket in it. I'm not sure what I'll do with that. It's pretty fat. So I might use that for a notepad and maybe a pen. That would be kind of fun to just keep it in here. And then maybe I'll put the fold out on here. Like, how does that look? That actually looks pretty cool. The trick, of course, is how do you get it to stick to plastic? But I do have some tricks that I do to get things to look like, or to get things to stick to plastic. And I think that decides which goes in which one too. I think that means the mushroom one goes in this book because it folds out, or it opens up and then it folds out this way, rather than folding into the binder part. And then let's go back to the other one quick. I have autofocus on, don't I? I can see it going in and out. I apologize. I apologize. Here we go again. I apologize, and then I do it again. I want to make all of my audience seasick, because that's the way to endear people. Sorry. Sorry. That cracked me up. Okay, so now this one will go in here. Where, you know, wherever on the page, and it folds that way. And then again, it folds out so it can be used nicely. The flap is just going into the rings. All right, that decided who's going where. I like that convenience and writing and ease of use decided it for me, because I was going to put them the other way. I was going to put the mushroom one in here because there's mushrooms on the front. I like that I'm being forced to do something different than what I would normally do. Right? I like being pushed to do things differently. So the flower one is going with this guy. And there's a step we still need to do for this one, but the mushroom one is going in here. I gave Effie some wings. He wants to fly too. Okay, this slides right in there. Uh-oh. Random piece of fuzzy stuff. I'll have to get that out of there. Sorry, went out of the camera. There it is. Effie and the Raven cover number 2. Do not like at all how glary that is and how wrinkly that is. I will be doing some things to fix that. But anyway, there it is so far. It doesn't have its plaque and its title on, and we gotta fancy it up because it's not very pretty right now. But you can see the beginnings of pretty, right? And I have a plan for this going in here, and some of the bits and bobs will go in the pre-pocket. And then, yeah. Ow! All right, I'm going to call it done. And thank you for joining me, and get excited for Dephemerember, because it's coming. It's Dephemerember. It's Dephemerember with Effie and the Raven. Look for more videos. They're going to be coming up regularly now, I think. Yeah. See you. Bye.